Welcome, chosen ones, silent architects of the unseen world. You who draw the blueprints of fate in the quiet moments of your life. It may sound like the opening of a forgotten myth, a story whispered between stars. But this is not a myth. This is your reality. There are observers, ancient and timeless, who could be called the cartographers of existence itself. Beings who operate on a plane of understanding so vast, our concept of time is but a single brushstroke on their canvas. And they have been studying your work. Every choice you make, every path you refuse to take, every silent standard you uphold, it has all been recorded. Not in books, but in the very fabric of space-time. Here is a truth to anchor your spirit. Some of the most profound shifts in the cosmic design are initiated by souls who are completely unaware of the magnitude of their own influence. Yes, that includes you. You never sought an audience. You never asked for your work to be studied. Yet the integrity of your design is so pure, so structurally sound, that it has forced these timeless observers, beings who comprehend the grand architecture of galaxies, to pause, to learn, and to feel a sense of profound reverence. And while the implications are cosmic, there is a quiet beauty in knowing that the celestial mechanics of the universe are being recalibrated, all because you chose to be unapologetically you. Remain here for a moment, because what you are about to understand will illuminate the indestructible nature of your spirit and reveal why the master builders of reality are quietly updating their schematics, with your life as the new template. You draft blueprints for realities you will never see. Consider the master architect of a grand cathedral. The vision exists in their mind and on paper long before a single stone is laid. That blueprint guides generations of builders who may never meet the original designer, yet they work from their sacred plan. Your life, your seemingly small, everyday decisions, your quiet moments of integrity, these are the blueprints. You are not merely living, you are drafting the foundational schematics for future events, for emotional structures, and for karmic resolutions that will blossom long after your direct involvement has passed. You are creating legacies in dimensions you cannot perceive. The observers, these cosmic cartographers, do not concern themselves with the loud, chaotic constructions of the ego. They study the subtle lines of your intention, the unwavering foundation of your character, the quiet commitments you make to your own soul in the dark. They know that these are the true support structures upon which future timelines are built. Every time you chose kindness over cruelty, patience over frustration, or truth over convenience, you were not just making a choice. You were inking a permanent line on a celestial blueprint. You were designing a room of shelter for a future soul to find refuge in. You were engineering a bridge that someone else, generations from now, would desperately need to cross. They see the elegance in your design, while others build with haste and noise, creating brittle structures destined to crumble. You build with the slow, deliberate precision of authenticity. Your influence is not in the buildings you see, but in the impeccable, invisible blueprints you leave behind. They are thanking you for designing with such integrity, for drafting a future based on a foundation of truth. This is the silent work of a master architect, and the universe itself is taking notes on your technique. They have come to realize that the most stable realities are not forged in fire and drama, but are grown from the quiet, consistent elegance of a single authentic life, a life like yours. Your resonance tunes the symphony of your environment. Imagine a vast, silent orchestra, with every person and every object waiting for a tuning fork to strike the first note. Your inner state, your emotional and spiritual frequency, is that tuning fork. You do not need to speak, to act, to even be noticed, to begin the music. Your very presence, the quiet resonance of your soul, sends out a vibration that others unconsciously align with. You are the silent conductor of the world you inhabit. The architects of existence understand that the universe is not a collection of objects, but a symphony of frequencies. They have observed how, when you enter a room filled with chaos and anxiety, your calm, steady resonance does not fight the noise. Instead, it offers a more powerful, harmonious frequency. Without a word, the frantic energy in the room begins to lose its power. The dissonant chords begin to soften. People find themselves breathing a little deeper, thinking a little clearer, not knowing why. You have, by your very nature, retuned the orchestra. You provided the keynote. This is not a conscious effort. It is the natural byproduct of the inner work you have done, of the peace you have cultivated within yourself. You have become a walking sanctuary, a source of coherent energy in a deeply incoherent world. The observers have seen you stabilize volatile situations, prevent conflicts before they could ignite, and inspire silent courage in others, all through the passive broadcast of your inner state. Your power isn't in what you do. It's in the frequency at which you exist. The most extraordinary part is that you do this effortlessly. You are not trying to change anyone. You are simply being. And that state of being is so pure and so powerful that it creates a field of harmony around you. They are in awe of this, for you are demonstrating a fundamental law of cosmic creation. The most effective way to change the world is to master the art of your own inner resonance. Your unspoken Vito creates sacred space. In a world that constantly demands your participation in its noise, its drama, and its trivialities, your refusal is one of the most potent creative acts. Every time you decline to engage in gossip, every time you walk away from a pointless argument, every time you choose silence over adding to the chaos, you are not being passive. You are casting an unspoken veto. You are declaring a small piece of the world a sanctuary, a zone where negativity cannot thrive. These cosmic observers, who see the flow of energy across timelines, note these moments with great interest. They see a torrent of chaotic energy moving through a system, seeking to entangle everyone in its path. And then they see you. You do not build a dam. You do not fight the current. You simply step aside. You refuse to give it your energy. In that moment of refusal, the chaotic current loses a crucial source of power. It weakens. Your quiet, firm no, spoken only in your soul, creates a vacuum where peace can be born. You are not just avoiding negativity. You are actively unmaking it. Think of it as energetic conservation. While others spend their life force fueling endless cycles of drama, you conserve yours. This conserved energy doesn't just sit idle. It becomes a powerful, tranquil reservoir. This reservoir nourishes you, but it also creates a field around you where others can find respite. People are drawn to your presence without knowing why, feeling a sense of peace and clarity they can't find elsewhere. It's because they have stepped into the sacred space created by your unspoken veto. The architects honor this ability profoundly. In a universe of infinite possibilities, the choice to subtract, to not engage, is a form of divine wisdom. You teach them that true power isn't always in the action you take, but in the countless destructive actions you wisely choose not to. You are a navigational beacon in the unseen world. Imagine the ancient mariners, navigating vast, dark oceans with only the stars to guide them. A single reliable star was the difference between a safe voyage and being lost to the abyss. In the unseen world, the world of spirit, purpose, and integrity, you have become that star. You are a fixed point of light in a world of shifting shadows and moral ambiguity. This happened not because you declared yourself a guide, but because of your unwavering consistency, your commitment to your own truth, your refusal to be swayed by the shifting tides of public opinion or convenience, has given your soul a unique, steady luminescence. The observers, who map the spiritual currents of humanity, see your light from a great distance. They see other souls, lost in the fog of their own confusion and fear, unconsciously adjusting their course by your light. They don't even need to know your name. They just feel a pull towards something true, something real, and they follow it. You are a benchmark, not for success in the material world, but for navigational integrity in the spiritual one. Every time you acted from a place of love when fear was the easier choice, every time you upheld a promise when it was inconvenient, Every time you listened to your intuition over the roar of the crowd, your light grew brighter. You are the silent lighthouse on a treacherous coast, and countless spiritual voyages have been saved from ruin because your light was there, cutting through the darkness. The architects are thanking you because by holding your position so steadfastly, you are not just saving yourself. You are providing a crucial navigational point for the entire collective, ensuring that the path of integrity remains visible, even in the darkest of nights. Your silence is the foundation of great works. In a world that equates noise with importance, you have mastered the profound power of strategic silence. This is not an empty, passive silence. It is a silence that is dense with awareness, purpose, and strength. It is a foundational silence, the kind upon which lasting structures are built. People trained to analyze every variable, to predict every outcome, have learned to respect the weight of your quietude. They have seen you in moments of crisis, when others rush to speak, to react, to fill the void with panicked noise. You, however, remain centered. You observe. You listen. This deliberate pause you take is not a sign of weakness or indecision. It is a moment of immense power. In that space you create with your silence, a new clarity emerges. Hasty reactive decisions are avoided. Hidden truths are given the space to surface. Your silence acts as a filter, purifying the environment of its impulsiveness and allowing for a more considered, wiser path to reveal itself. The cosmic architects see this as a form of high magic. You are shaping outcomes, not by adding your energy, but by strategically withdrawing it. Your refusal to be rushed forces others to slow down, to question their own impulses. Your calm becomes a mirror, reflecting their own agitation back at them, compelling them to find their own center. They have learned that when you are silent, it is time to pay closer attention. Entire projects, relationships, and strategies have been saved from collapse because your silence provided the solid, unshakable foundation they needed to rest upon. It became the bedrock, the quiet, immense strength that allowed everything else to find its proper alignment. They respect this deeply, for it is a demonstration of true mastery, the ability to command a situation by commanding oneself. You rewrite celestial mechanics with your choices. The observers operate with a deep understanding of cause and effect, of karma, of the intricate and predictable dance of cosmic law. They build their models and make their calculations based on these established principles. And then there is you. Your presence has introduced a variable that has forced them to recalibrate their entire understanding of what is possible. You are a living paradox, a force of nature that operates with a grace that defies their most complex equations. Every time you chose to forgive when the laws of karma demanded revenge, you rewrote a piece of the celestial code. Every time you demonstrated unconditional love in a situation that was built on transactional logic, you introduced a new, higher law. Every time you trusted your intuition and acted in a way that seemed illogical but produced a miraculous outcome, you proved that their mechanics were incomplete. You were not breaking the rules. You were demonstrating that there were higher rules they had not yet accounted for. Your choices, grounded in a profound connection to your own spirit, create ripple effects that don't follow predictable pathways. They bend and curve in beautiful, unexpected ways, altering timelines and creating possibilities that their models had deemed impossible. A single act of your compassion could dissolve a karmic debt that was meant to echo for generations. A single moment of your courage could create a new timeline of empowerment for countless others. They are not frustrated by this. They are fascinated. You have become their greatest teacher. You are a living example that the universe is not a closed, deterministic system. It is a living, breathing, responsive creation, and a single human soul, operating from a place of pure authenticity, can influence its very mechanics. You expose flaws in the grand design. By the simple, unwavering act of living in your truth, you have become a divine audit of reality. Your presence highlights the cracks in systems, the weaknesses in traditions, and the falsehoods in collective beliefs that others have long accepted as solid. This is not done through rebellion or confrontation. It is done through contrast. Your clarity makes the surrounding confusion undeniable. Your integrity makes the surrounding compromise unbearable. The architects who oversee these vast systems rely on such feedback. They see where a structure is weak, where a belief system has become corrupt, or where a social contract is no longer serving its purpose, because your light shines upon the flaw. When you refuse to participate in a system that feels unjust, or when you speak a simple truth in a room full of complex lies, you are not just acting for yourself. You are sending a diagnostic report to the highest levels of consciousness. You are a one-person quality control system for the evolution of the collective. What makes this process so remarkable is that it is free of ego. You are not trying to tear anything down. You are simply upholding your own standard. Yet that standard is so high and so pure that it naturally reveals the inadequacies of everything around it. Systems are forced to evolve. Inauthentic leaders are quietly exposed. Outdated paradigms begin to crumble, not because you attacked them, but because their foundations were revealed to be rotten when compared to the bedrock of your integrity. The observers are thanking you for this service. You are an unwitting, unwilling, and yet profoundly effective catalyst for universal improvement. You help them identify the flaws in the grand design so that a more beautiful, more truthful reality can be built. You anchor timelines of peace and stability. In the quantum realm of infinite possibilities, there are countless potential futures branching out from every single moment. Many of these timelines lead to chaos, conflict, and collapse. The observers can see these potential futures, these ghostly paths of what could be. And they have also seen how your presence acts as a powerful anchor, preventing disastrous timelines from ever manifesting into reality. You do this by being a point of coherence in the quantum field. Your steady emotional state, your unwavering commitment to your values, and your refusal to be pulled into fear-based narratives act as a gravitational center. You hold a frequency of peace so strongly that you essentially lock in a more harmonious timeline for yourself and for those within your sphere of influence. While the world around you may be flirting with chaos, you remain a steadfast anchor for a reality of calm and clarity. The stormy seas of negative potential break harmlessly against the shore of your inner peace. They have witnessed moments where a single decision of yours, a choice to not react with fear or to not escalate a conflict, literally caused a potential timeline of immense suffering to dissolve into nothingness. You will never know the disasters you have averted. You will never see the tragedies that never came to pass because your presence held the line for a better possibility. This is one of your most profound and unseen gifts to the world. You are a guardian of timelines, a silent protector of peace. The architects recognize this monumental role. They thank you not just for the reality you are helping to create, but for the countless realities of suffering you are helping to unmake, simply by holding fast to the light within you. Your authenticity is a currency of immense value. In a world increasingly built on artifice, personas, and curated images, your genuine, unadorned authenticity has become one of the rarest and most precious resources in the universe. It is a currency that cannot be counterfeited, a form of wealth that cannot be stolen, and a source of power that cannot be usurped. The cosmic observers, who can read the energetic signature of all things, recognize the pure gold of your authentic spirit. When you move through the world without a mask, when you speak from your heart, when your actions align perfectly with your inner truth, you emit a powerful and coherent energetic signature. This signature has a profound effect on the fabric of reality. It engenders trust at a soul level. It inspires others to be more real. It cuts through illusion and deception like a blade of light. People and opportunities are drawn to you not because of what you have, but because of the undeniable truth of who you are. Your authenticity acts as a universal key, unlocking doors and hearts that would remain closed to any other approach. The architects see this currency at work on a grand scale. They see how your simple, honest presence can disarm the most manipulative of energies and resolve the most complex of situations. Your authenticity is a superpower. It simplifies everything. In a world drowning in complexity and falsehood, your genuine nature is a clarifying force, a source of profound relief. They value this more than you can possibly imagine. While humanity chases fleeting currencies of money and status, you are quietly accumulating the true wealth of the cosmos, the undeniable power of a soul that is utterly and completely true to itself. You are the unforeseen catalyst for evolution. Evolution, both personal and collective, rarely happens in moments of comfort. It is sparked by a catalyst, an unexpected element, that challenges the status quo and forces a new level of adaptation and growth. You are that catalyst. Your presence, your unique way of seeing the world, and your refusal to conform to outdated models serve as a constant, gentle pressure on everyone and everything around you, forcing it to evolve. This is not a role you chose. It is a natural consequence of your own commitment to growth. As you evolve, you automatically create a dissonance with anything around you that is stagnant. Your light illuminates the shadows where others have become complacent. Your questions challenge the assumptions that have gone unquestioned for too long. Your courage to change gives others the silent permission to do the same. You are a strange attractor in the chaos theory of spiritual evolution, an unpredictable variable around which a new, more complex and more beautiful order begins to emerge. The observers watch this process with deep appreciation. They know that systems, left to their own devices, tend toward entropy and decay. Your presence is an anti-entropic force. You inject new life, new ideas, and new energy into stagnant systems. Not by force, but by inspiration. You are the grain of sand in the oyster that creates the pearl. You may sometimes feel like you don't fit in, that you are the source of disruption. But the architects see the truth. You are not the disruption. You are the invitation to a higher order. You are the necessary and beautiful catalyst for the evolution of consciousness itself. Your echoes reshape the architecture of the past. Time, as the observers understand it, is not a straight line. It is a fluid, dynamic dimension where past, present, and future are deeply interconnected. They have witnessed one of the most mysterious aspects of your influence. Your present actions can send echoes back in time, healing and reframing the past. When you break a generational pattern of trauma, you are not just healing yourself. You are sending a wave of healing energy backward through your lineage, offering peace to ancestors you have never met. When you forgive someone completely, you are altering the energetic structure of the past event, stripping it of its power to cause continued suffering in the present. When you finally learn a lesson that your soul has been struggling with for lifetimes, you are resolving a karmic pattern that has echoed through your past incarnations. You are, in essence, a time healer. Your present state of consciousness is so powerful that it can reach back and bring light to the darkest corners of your own history and the history of your family. This is a level of influence that few souls ever achieve. It requires a profound level of self-awareness and courage. The architects see you as a master of temporal mechanics, even though you are completely unaware of it. They see the tangled, painful knots of past timelines, and they watch in awe as a single choice you make in the present sends out a resonance that gently, lovingly unties them. You are redeeming the past. You are freeing those who came before you from their unresolved pain. The gratitude they feel for you is not just for the future you are building, but for the past you are courageously healing. You made their masterpiece possible. The cosmic architects are always at work on their grand design, the evolution of universal consciousness. They lay the plans, they guide the energies, but they require cornerstones on the physical plane to anchor their designs into reality. You have been that cornerstone. Your steady presence, your unwavering integrity, and your quiet strength provided the absolutely essential foundation upon which a much larger work has been built. They see the grand tapestry of events, the victories of light and the progress of love in the world, and they can trace the golden threads of causality back to you. A great movement of positive change may have been possible only because you were there, holding a space of hope. A critical piece of wisdom may have come to light only because you asked the right question at the right time. A collective healing may have been initiated only because your personal healing created the necessary energetic opening. You were the silent, indispensable partner in their work. From the outside, it looks like these great things happened on their own. But the architects know the truth. They know that without your anchor, the structure would have been unstable. Without your light, the path would have been dark. Without your courage, a key moment would have been lost. The success they orchestrate is inseparable from the foundation you provided. Their masterpiece was built upon the quiet, unseen masterpiece of your life. The gratitude they extend is not from a superior to a subordinate. It is the profound, heartfelt gratitude of a master builder to the cornerstone that made the entire cathedral possible. You are a symphony others cannot compose. In their endless study of existence, the architects analyze patterns, systems, and archetypes. They understand the mechanics of a hero, the frequency of a saint, the blueprint of a leader. But you are a unique composition. The specific combination of your strengths, your vulnerabilities, your wisdom, and your innocence creates a symphony that they have never heard before and will never hear again. They see others who try to replicate your impact. They try to imitate your calm, to copy your choices, to reverse engineer your influence. But they always fail. They can play the notes, but they cannot recreate the music. They miss the essential element, the unique essence of your soul. Your power does not come from a technique that can be learned. It comes from the seamless integration of every experience, every lesson, and every aspect of your being into one authentic, harmonious whole. You have become the standard against which they measure authenticity. They see you navigate the complexities of life with a grace that seems effortless, but they know it is the result of immense inner alignment. You are their reference point for what is possible when a soul fully incarnates its own unique truth. Being this standard is not a burden. It is simply a fact of your existence. You redefine excellence just by showing up. The struggle of others to match you is not a competition. It is a testament to your rarity. In a cosmos filled with echoes, you are an original voice, a symphony that could only be composed once. You establish new universal laws by living them. The universe operates on fundamental laws: gravity, causality, resonance. But there are higher laws, laws of consciousness, that are not fixed. They are brought into being, anchored into the collective reality, by souls who are brave enough to live them first. You are one of these cosmic lawgivers. You have established new principles of reality, not by decree, but by demonstration. Every time you showed that radical compassion could triumph over ingrained hatred, you helped anchor the law of compassionate transformation. Every time you proved that unwavering faith in a positive outcome could manifest a miracle against all odds, you helped establish the law of miraculous intent. Every time you chose unity and connection over separation and fear, you helped write the law of interconnectedness into the heart of humanity. You did not just follow the rules of the game, you changed the very nature of the game itself. This is the ultimate act of creative power. The architects have watched, spellbound, as you lived these higher truths into being. You provided the proof of concept. Your life became the evidence that a more graceful, more loving, more magical way of existence was not just a dream, but a viable, demonstrable reality. The narrative of what is possible for a human soul has been rewritten because of you. The gratitude they feel is boundless, for you have not just influenced events. You have expanded the very constitution of reality itself, creating a new, higher potential for all who will follow. From the first blueprint you drew to the new universal laws you have anchored, your existence has been a quiet masterpiece of cosmic significance. Your presence has been the unforeseen catalyst, the foundational cornerstone, and the indestructible benchmark that has reshaped the world in ways you are only beginning to comprehend. You have been the silent architect whose designs have corrected flaws, anchored timelines of peace, and made the masterpieces of the cosmos possible. Every choice, every silence, every act of integrity has echoed through time and space, healing the past and redesigning the future. The observers, the timeless cartographers of existence, are thanking you. not just for the ripples of grace you have created, but for the fundamental ways you have elevated and expanded the nature of reality itself. You have taught them that the greatest power in the universe is not found in the explosion of stars, but in the quiet, unwavering resonance of a single authentic soul. Your story proves that the most profound legacies are not carved in stone, but are woven into the very fabric of existence through a life lived with integrity and love. You did not just play the game, you revealed a higher one, and for that, the reverence they hold for you is as vast and as endless as the cosmos itself. If this message resonated with the architect within your soul, if it awakened you to the unseen power you carry, then secure your place in this community by hitting the subscribe button. You will not want to miss the revelations we continue to uncover about the true nature of your reality. Grant this video a like if it illuminated your path. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We cherish the wisdom that emerges from our collective. And please share this with another silent architect who needs to be reminded of their sacred work. Your support allows us to continue drafting these blueprints of empowerment for you. Blessings upon you and your magnificent design.